Okay, you have 10 seconds to answer this question. Now, let's be, truthful here. 10 seconds, and go ahead and give me the answer to this little pop quiz. Okay, so what is the answer? You have 5 seconds remaining, you have 2 seconds remaining, and you are done. Okay, do you have your answer? Don't change your answer. That's it. Okay, you have a 10-second pop quiz. What is your answer? Okay, I'm going to be pretty interested to seeing your results. Of course, you might be very interested to seeing what is the answer and why do 50% get this wrong? Okay, now I don't know if it's exactly 50% of math students that get this wrong, but I suspect this video, I'm pretty lucky. My videos do pretty well on YouTube. I'm happy about that. So I don't know, maybe this video gets 10,000 views, 20,000 views, whatever the case is. I'm going to say a considerable amount, maybe like 50% would have this problem wrong or incomplete. Okay, incomplete. So you can't change your answer. You have your answer. I'm going to answer this question here in a second, and hopefully I'm going to drive home a very, very important principle or concept about taking the square root of numbers. But we're going to get to all that in just 1 second. But first, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TabletClass Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher. And over several years, I've constructed what I like to believe is one of the best online math help programs there is. Of course, I'll let you be the judge of that. You can check out my math help program by following the link in the description of this video. But basically, I have 100 plus different math courses ranging from pre-algebra, algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2. I'm going to be launching pre-calculus here shortly. Very excited about that. But I also do a lot in the area of test preparation. So if you're studying for the GED, SAT, ACT, GRE, GMAT, ASVAB, AccuPlacer, CLEP exam, teacher certification exam. There's a ton of exams, very important exams that people have to take for various reasons. All these exams I mentioned have a good amount of math on them. So if you don't do well on the math portion, you don't do well on the exam. So let me help you study for these guys. So just go to my website. Again, the link is in the description of this video. Check out my full course catalog, and you can see my test prep courses there. Now, if I don't have what you're studying for, go ahead and drop me a line, and I'll help you out the best I can. I also do a lot with independent learners like homeschoolers. So if you homeschool, have a great homeschool learning system. And then obviously help those of you that are just having a tough time in your math course. Now, if you're serious about really wanting to learn math, then you have to be serious about this. That is note taking. Okay, so over decades of teaching mathematics, it's crystal clear to me that those students who work hard every day to be neat and organized and detailed, pay attention to the teacher, and have awesome math notes, guess what? They always end up with grades like this. And they're very happy people at the end of the year. I could do a little bit better like that. They're like, yay, look at me. I'm so awesome in math. And then the reverse is true. Those students who are like myself way back in the good old 1980s, I would end up with grades like this, right? Now, but typically I would just look like this, or I'd be like, huh? Because at that point, I really wasn't like Mr. College Prep. I went into the Marine Corps right after high school, and that kind of shaped me up, and I learned some discipline, obviously, from that experience. But here's the deal: if you don't take great math notes, how do you expect to like know what's going on? What are you going to study from, right? This is a daily thing, okay? You got to work on your notes every day, and it's going to keep you focused, right? So focus is the key to success in anything, right? Especially mathematics. Just too much detail, too much information coming your way. So really work on your math notes, and you're going to see, your facial expressions go from here to there. But in the meantime, you still need something to study from. So I offer detailed, comprehensive math notes to include pre-algebra, algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2, and trigonometry. You can find the links to those notes in the description of this video. Okay, so you had 10 seconds. All right, let's speed. You can't change your answer. That's it. And I used to love, well, I still do, give this pop quiz to my students. And I'd be like, all right, this is going to be worth 20 points. All right, 20 points. Now, here's the deal. You're either going to get you're either going to get 0 or 20 points. There's no in between. Okay, now why would I give a quiz like this? Because I wanted to see who's taking notes, who's paying attention, all right? And unfortunately, I'd be so frustrated that like 50% of the students, I'm trying to like give away points. I'm like, hey, for all you people out there with these bad math grades, get these free points. This will help you out. But guess what? They still, get it wrong. Now, let's get to the answer. Drum roll, please. Okay, how many of you said the answer is 3? Okay, so if you said the answer is 3, unfortunately, that is half correct. Okay, when you're asked a question, you're saying, give me the answer. Okay. Do you want half of an answer or do you want the full answer? All right. So let's say you have a lovely gift or something you bought at the store and you want a refund. All right. You want a refund. And you're like, and the people go, sure, I'm going to give you 1/2 of the refund. Well, now, would you accept that as full credit? No, you would fight and you'd be like, no, 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 I deserve 100% of the refund. Well, this problem deserves 100% of the correct answer. So 3 is an incomplete answer. It's like half of the refund, okay? So, but you were simply, you were definitely on the right track. However, the answer is 3 and -3. Now, if you've been watching my videos for any time, I stress this because these are areas where students really make a lot of mistakes in, okay? And this counts big time, all right? So what does it mean to take the square root of a number? What are we looking for? Well, this means, well, find two numbers, the exact numbers, such that when I multiply them together, I'm going to end up with this number, that +9, okay? So +3 times +3 is, of course, +9, but -3 times -3 is also a +9. So we got to count these guys as answers as well. So I want you to get in the habit, anytime you take the square root of a real number, let's say 25, any number, okay? The answer, always, always, always put a positive and negative from this point forward. That way you'll avoid this little sad face situation. So positive, -5, okay? What's the square root of 16? Positive, -4. Okay, just write that positive and negative. Now, this is positive real numbers. So let's go ahead and erase this real quick. And let's just get something clear here. So here is our number line. Here is 0, here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, and these numbers increase all the way to infinity. And then this goes -1, -2, -3. We have all our fractions, all our decimals, positive, negative, anywhere along this line, okay? But if you have a number from 0 in this direction, all these numbers, these positive real numbers, to include 0, okay, this direction here, you're always going to be doing that positive and negative version of your square root. Okay, so for example, let's pick another one, 36, okay, positive, -6. Now, over here, okay, well, this is a different situation, all right? What's the square root of -9? Well, if you have your calculator handy, go ahead and plug in the square root of -9. Now, be careful because your calculator might start vibrating and smoking and everything else. Typically, you're going to see something like an error. Your calculator is going to be like, I'm like, I don't understand what this is because I cannot locate one number times another number such that when I multiply them together, I get a -9. It's definitely not -3 because -3 times -3 is a +9. So this right here, your calculator doesn't understand. So you cannot take the square root of these numbers, negative numbers, okay, in a real number system, because the answer is in another number system called the complex number system. All right, we use what we call imaginary numbers, and that's another discussion. But anytime you're taking the square root of a positive real number, of course, the square root of 0 is 0. So from 0 to all these positive guys, get in the habit of putting that positive and negative, okay? That's very, it's not like a trivial little detail. Let's just kind of reinforce this real quick. So let's have an equation. X squared is equal to 9, okay? So what is this saying here? Oops. This is saying what number squared is equal to 9? Okay, well, in algebra, this happens to be what we call a polynomial equation. And this little number up here tells us how many answers there is. There are 2 solutions to this equation, okay? Interesting. All right, x squared is equal to 9. So x represents a number. Some number squared is equal to 9. So how do I solve this equation? Well, I take the square root of both sides. Okay, I'll write that a little bit better. All right, what's the square root of x squared? Well, that's just x, all right? So the square root of x squared is x. And what's the square root of 9? Now that you understand, you've been watching my videos, you're going to be, oh, positive negative 3. Bingo. So one answer, okay, is a positive 3, and our other answer is a negative 3. Here is our two solutions, which we would expect because this is a polynomial to degree 2, right? See how this comes into play? Just get in the habit of putting that little positive and negative sign there. And if you do that, you're going to get all those free points, 20 points. You're going to end up looking like you have a gigantic smiley face. And, your teacher might be so impressed to be like, you know what, just take the rest of the year off. Take your textbook, just go home. We'll see you next year. You're pretty awesome in math. Matter of fact, you probably are watching that guy on YouTube. That's why you're doing so good. But nevertheless, listen, it's all about the details, okay? And how could you possibly remember all these details if you're not taking great math notes, you're not staying engaged and focused? It only takes 1 or 2 days of not paying attention. You'd be like, hey, what happened in class that day? Well, probably pretty important stuff, okay? So again, take excellent notes. All right, but if you got this wrong, don't despair, okay? There's hope for you. Um, Again, a ton of people get this wrong, but now you will never get this wrong again, all right? And if you feel like this helped you out in some way, please consider helping me out by smashing that like button. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing. I've been on YouTube for 10 plus years, have over 1,000 plus videos, basic to advanced math. So if you like my teaching style, please take advantage of these videos. They're there for you, okay? My mission, what I try to do is to teach math in a clear and understandable way. That's my, kind of explain it, right? Demystify it. But, obviously not water it down because you still need to understand the principles and concepts, right? So if you like my teaching style, please take advantage of my videos and subscribe. I'm posting new content all the time. But my best math help will be within my math help program. Okay, so with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.